Hey guys, Colton here from the EV Kingdom, and if this looks any different to any of my long-time viewers or new-time viewers, yeah, it's been a while since I recorded from my phone. Well, by a while, I mean months. But anyways, this is a reaction video, and today's reaction is to the RWBY vs Maka Albarn video from Death Battle. Now, I have not watched this before, and I've been avoiding spoilers because I wanted to do this for a video. Because, well, a lot of my recent content before I kind of got off what ifs for a little bit, it is RWBY themed. So, yeah, I just felt like I had to. Anyways, before I start, I'm going to give my predictions on who I think will win. I know some of you probably already seen this or seen other reactions to it. So this is just me doing it for my first time. Please do not spoil in the comments, and it's for others who haven't seen it yet. Anyways, when I first heard of this fight, I did watch the 2 prior information and dumps before, and I'm still, well, right now, 50-50. Yeah, I don't know if Silver Eyes work on Maka. That's, leaning towards RWBY because that's a reasonable, reasonable thought, but I'm not sure on the specifics. I'll give my final predictions after seeing what they say about each of them.
RWBY Rose versus Maka Albarn.
The battle of spunky teens with oversized gardening tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I remember when Mama Boomstick read me bedtime fairy tales. Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
Yet in the world of Remnant, fairy tales are real. Here, huntresses do battle with monstrous Grimm, and there was nothing more exciting than that to RWBY Rose.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress, Summer, who disappeared.
Oh yeah, for some of you who may not know, yeah, she is actually a VTuber. Wait, 17? Okay, I know what year passed between volumes 3 and 4, and I don't know how much time passed after volume 6. Next to volume 7. So she must have started the series at 15. And Yang, Blake, and Weiss are 2 years ahead of her, right, since RWBY got pushed forward to past 2 years earlier. Yang, Blake, and Weiss are 19. Even if my math is correct. Sorry for pausing on this specific topic.
Red really wanted nothing more than to be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off. Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, RWBY clearly showed for.
And they just confirmed my math.
She's got the weapon geek gene just like yours truly. RWBY doesn't leave home without her trusty Crescent Rose. It may look like a high-tech sight, and it is, but it's also a gun. RWBY made Crescent Rose herself. It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as huntsmen are locked in a never-ending waltz in their battle with the Grimm.
Crescent Rose can switch between sniper and sight at the press of a button. RWBY's an old hand at flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being, like, bigger than she is. How does does she do it with those noodle arms? The girl can't even throw a punch.
Well, she might not need to, given the strength of her aura. All living beings in Remnant have an aura, except dark creatures like Grimm, though not all of them can utilize it in combat without extensive training. See, aura forms a barrier that blocks fatal blows and even heals wounds.
It can make weapons stronger, too. When Ruby slaps a cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose, her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Dramatic, but accurate. This dust represents the base elements of the world. Fire, electricity, ice, wind, anti-gravity. Does that last one count?
Rule of cool, Wiz. She's got the eyes of a hawk, and when she shoots you with dust, a bullet wound's the last thing you'll be worried about. With enough of a boost, ice dust can freeze over whole mechs, and she can power up her kicks to crater military-grade steel.
A person's aura may be limited, but Ruby can keep track of hers with this handy health bar on her not smartphone.
Ruby blasted through Huntress classes with flying colors. Almost right away, she was appointed the leader of her own group, with White Snee, Flake Belladonna, and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it. Team Ruby.
But Ruby's hope for many years of learning with her friends would be dashed as evil machinations spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light, Beacon had fallen.
Ruby's friends dead.
Saddest
Her
arc
school,
ever.
wrecked. Her
Still.
sister disarmed. All because of a lover spat that went way too far.
Salem saw the world divided.
I
and
do want to
decided
do.
say goodbye
Well,
to
what
any
if I do?
ever after.
You know,
But
involving
Ruby wouldn't give up
Ozpin
like that,
and
so she
Salem.
set off to change the world.
Even as Crescent Rose began to feel heavier and heavier. Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't the only thing she needed. She had to improve her semblance, too.
Right. While aura is essentially the manifestation of one's soul, the semblance is an expression of their personality.
Basically, it's a superpower farmed by Aura. And Ruby's got super speed. Or a teleport. Or what is she doing exactly?
Close. This is Petal Burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. Ruby can rocket from one point to another in milliseconds.
By literally bursting into petals.
Sort of. According to Best Robo Girl Penny, Ruby's semblance is extremely complex and variable. It involves breaking her body down to its molecular components before zooming off in complex paths, negating the laws of mass entirely.
AKA Super Speed Plus. And Nora is best girl. Ruby's petal burst is so quick she can make flying missiles look completely...
They're both wrong. Wrong. Blake is best girl. That
Still,
too.
good luck tagging her with a bullet or a breadstick.
She's certainly quick enough to give Emerald and Mercury a hard time, and they've dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to parry an actual particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful ability,
As always,
Ruby could safely shine her
speed
smile for
feats
years,
in RWBY
even as she
are
carried the fate of
confusing.
across the world. To her friends, she was a beacon of hope.
Well, yeah, because she's got one more superpower. Her silver eyes. Just like her mom, Ruby inherited them from the god of light as a weapon against negative anti-life energy, like the evil goop Grimm spawned from. Just a wink and blam.
Grimm are a creation of the god of darkness, as a representation of Magnus. Did I say that right? And destruction. The silver eyes can counter Grimm powers with its light of life. This is shown in her battle with the apathy, where Ruby's silver eyes restored her drained willpower. Oh, so it's also a willpower boost. Good to know. Good to know. Part of me is happy I'd saved at this exact moment where the apathies realized they effed up. Pardon my language. I just don't like them.
Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness.
But Ruby's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she journeyed across Remnant, she leveled up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and mechanized foes. Her team could even match the Ace Ops, an elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Including Harriet, whose super speed semblance was totally outclassed by Petal Burst. And Vine, whose aura was strong enough to contain a bomb that was about to decimate the whole city of Mantle. Man, these are some pretty powerful auras.
Though it's important to remember, Ruby is only 17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a savior, and a huntress like her mother would get heavier and heavier and heavier.
She got over it. Look at her go!
Taking Crescent Rose firmly in hand and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world. Ruby had finally left the fairy tale behind, taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
Today's battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
And
All make
okay,
decisions every
skipping. I know they need it, but
it's good to be right.
that I don't want this video being an hour long.
Introducing Grammar.
Another ad.
You've never seen before. You're all
I don't have an ad blocker. Sorry.
right.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
But all the unjust, evil souls of this world are on the Disney Fast Pass to becoming a Kishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good-natured souls. A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome to Death Weapon Meister Academy, where death rules.
Oh yeah, fun fact for
Name is Death.
Here, Lord Death
or
tasks
Soul
humans
Eater,
to become
or
spiritually
lore.
talented meisters of
Apparently,
human weapons.
the Soul Eater starts at the end of Fire Force. From a video I found online. I'm not sure if it's 100% true. I never read the manga.
Lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack the Fraud.
And so, the demon weapon Soul was paired with the dutiful rising star, Maka Albar.
Talk about your classic teacher's pet. The kind of girl who leaves an apple.
Okay, we're literally having a 13-year-old facing a 17-year-old. The internet is a weird place.
On the desk and goes, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework," and then we jump him.
As if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon, he's a Scythe, and he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which would be a high honor. Lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common goal, Maka and Soul formed the Dream Team. All they needed was 99 Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is extraordinarily perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences from millions of yards away, and can discern its nature, stability, and emotions.
Time for class then. The two trained hard, but their styles kinda weird. Okay, so Maka guides Soul in the direction she wants to go, but Soul, the Scythe, does all the actual movements himself. Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Scythe status. F-.
Maka just could not get in tune with Soul's wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword, most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and Tsubaki.
Really puts a damper on the straight A's when this show-off is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through Soul Resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Rather, wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw strength through each other. Think of two wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes that must merge at one alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's Soul Resonance.
Soul Resonance creates a telepathic link and surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool sight moves like the Witch Hunt Slash, a big energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works especially well against witches and other evil creatures. It's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually really deadly against evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
And the other guys gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a, unique encounter with Krona, which nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head, waiting for him to swing on over and play the piano. Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body, inside and out, increasing their physical ability. They can even block blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to ruin the world.
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed by how she got Soul in a jam. But thanks to Soul, she got over it and even welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonant
In their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood too, even the crazy parts. Bet you didn't expect that, Krona.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Asura had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and upgrade their witch hunt to the even stronger demon hunt slash. They went on even more missions to reach souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious evidence ever of faster than light speeds, and Maka could finally keep up with him.
Pair that with her fight with the demon tool Gopher, who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away from Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself, so Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key to their victory. An orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor literally made of blood, and it lets Maka
Whoa.
fly around and shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave. So freaking metal!
At the same time, Soul discovered he could hack souls and directly transmit Maka's anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally achieved Death Scythe. The dream's here, baby.
So when Krona's own black blood reached its final stage, Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself. The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend Soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here. Timing, bro.
Ah. Luckily, it was just
Maka's
one.
final exam, Maka, Soul, and all of their friends faced off against the Kishin.
And she passed. A+. Maka pulled her weight and perfected her teamwork with Soul. Their wavelengths were pitch perfect.
Asura did everything he could to separate them, crater them into the moon, punch holes in Maka's chest, tamper their souls with madness. And each time they successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass with one final upgrade. The Kishin Hunt Slash. Maka Chop! Now that's what I call absolute cinema.
Hold on, was that a scythe piano? That was awesome.
Because a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 42 42 564 whenever you want to knock on death's door. Congratulations to us.
Wiz, your ego is showing.
It always is. And why not? This death battle is episode...
No, really, we made an absolute cinema desk match. It's on the store.
Wow.
Cool as fuck.
Okay, now, with all the information, and I've learned a few things. One, I'm gonna label Ruby around light speed. Speed for now on only because as the most logical feat they mentioned was atom pairing a plasma beam. That was stated to be near light speed. Blake and Yang are capable of matching them, and Ruby's capable of keeping up with them, while outpacing them, and with a semblance, So, light speed. Need final answer. Alright, that will help me for now on in my RWBY what ifs. And second, yeah, I was leaning towards RWBY due to the silver eyes and not knowing the full speed feats for RWBY. A lot of feats for RWBY. Maka, yeah, now I'm on her side. Nothing against RWBY. She's still one of my favorite characters. It's just, can you blame me for thinking it? I was confused on the silver eyes, but now knowing how they somewhat work, aka Light of Life, it may be able to help refuel her willpower, or like it did with the apathy, but it's not gonna affect maka or soul. Well, because, maka is basically immune due to her soul being pure, and soul, as they stated, they were almost destroyed, and yet they refused. I'm definitely on Maka's side, but I'm still gonna give RWBY credit on multiple points. One, Dust is a lot more versatile than Soul techniques. And doesn't really necessarily need anything. I don't know if she can counter Dust, but Dust does have a lot of variety, like zero gravity. And RWBY's Scythe is honestly a little bit more superior to Soul. Well, no offense to the guy. But RWBY not only has her Scythe range, but also a range of a sniper rifle. Maka has to be able to perceive that. But yeah, I'm going with Maka into this battle.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a scythe battle!
Okay, it's official. This is so not cool.
Cut!
Come on,
Sorry.
Our target should be here, so try helping out.
Another ad.
Hey, who you looking for? Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has called for you. Your boyfriend turns into a scythe. Oh, your soul is ours.
Why is RWBY's soul on the line?
I like my soul, thanks.
Well, lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet. She's quick, but he can handle it.
Let's go, Soul Resonance!
This battle music is awesome.
Interesting. Her soul forms a barrier. Try helping out.
Relax.
Ah!
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
KO!
Yeah, I figured that would happen. And with all that. But it hurts. It hurts. Moral of the story, everyone. Sometimes it's not important to be right. Right or wrong. Because you can still lose when you're right.
Rest in peace, Ruby. But hey, it's not often you get to see scythe-on-scythe action like that.
Also
Let's break
somewhat
this down with the 4
poetic.
categories that best represent this matchup. First, strength.
Aura supercharged Ruby's strength way higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel. But Maka's soul resonance could match Gopher, who destroyed mountains.
Now, Team Ruby did defeat Vine, whose aura contained a bomb that could have wiped out a city.
Adding up their flight speed and how far Harriet said they'd have to fly to avoid the blast, that's a 366 kiloton bomb.
It's possible Ruby's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength. Though her semblance obviously can't replicate what Vine did.
Black Flood Maka got blasted by Asura into the moon. Yeah, it's small, but its mass is the same as Earth's, right?
Putting Asura's strikes at 2 quadrillion tons of TNT, over 5 billion times higher than Vine.
So, Maka takes strength, but speed wasn't as clear-cut. Ruby's a fast little gal. Maka kept up with Blackstar, faster than Shadows and whatnot. But as they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could outspeed Atom.
Who blocked a particle beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Atom moved about 42% the speed of light. Not quite faster than your own Shadow territory. Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far faster than this over time, and clearly gives more than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%.
Stronger than her, she frequently keeps up in speed. The two chain resonance which require has equal contribution. Maka treatment also do not factor in her black blood dress. Yep. Ruby's top speed is light speed.
Making her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance, but Petal Burst makes this comparison close enough to call it a tie. And their speed would be key to winning in skill.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's Scythery.
That's not a word.
Maka's Scythery was
Scythery.
pretty good, but Soul does all the movement for her. As a Meister, she was mostly a guide.
It's easy to assume that Ruby's, Scythery was superior. She's entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's own control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that Ruby's been swinging that thing for way longer than Maka. Ruby's got Scythery in the bag.
Perhaps this edge would be enough for Ruby to avoid Maka's far greater strength if she had the better powers.
So, Aura's really cool. Barriers, healing, superpowers, and so on. But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Petal Burst, activating dust, even powering up Crescent Rose takes juice and some aura. Once it's gone, Ruby's totally vulnerable.
And there's a second key factor regarding aura. It is specifically a manifestation of Ruby's soul.
And Maka's powers are all about taking on souls. Maka had lots of ways to break through Ruby's aura, like Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how aura works.
But, plot twist, what about Ruby's silver eyes? Her anti-Grim eye beams? Turns out they were actually her best secret weapon.
The negative power of Grim is quite similar to Madness wavelengths, which power Black Blood. Since
The silver eyes provided Ruby with minor resistance to emotional manipulation, but madness wavelengths can induce those effects to trigger target that have resistance to such powers. Ruby was also affected by an Emerald's hallucination, unlikely that she could negate madness. Sorry if it's a little bright, I don't know why. I had the phone. But yeah, that's literally the reason I was on Ruby's side beforehand. And I didn't understand in Silver Eyes, but now I at least know it can negate emotional manipulation into minor degrees, which explains why the apathy, his willpower draining, was kind of negated. Also, now I can clearly say Silver Eyes only works on negativity. And creatures is consumed by it. Hence why it affected Cinder. It finally came full circle, guys.
Demon wavelengths can cancel out Black Blood, the Silver Eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Soul's whole story is about reaching that perfect soul resonance. Asura tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths and failed. And we already talked about how much stronger he is than Ruby. Maka takes powers, because when she rose to the occasion, Ruby didn't stand a semblance of a chance and bit the dust.
The winners are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait, his name is Soul Evans? Next time,
Evans?
Death Battle.
Subscribe and join as a member.
Blade versus Buffy. Interesting, but I may not do a reaction for that one. If you guys do want to see more reactions to Death Battle fights, please let me know. Oh, I may actually do them in the future. Hopefully I'll be able to record from my computer so I don't have to hold my phone for half an hour. Or to do so. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry RWBY fans. But Maka was the superior fighter. Anyways, please make sure to like this video, subscribe so you never miss another video. I'll share it with others to spread the word of Eevee. I may not use that sentence again. And comment anything, really. I read them all the time. I'm suggest what if ideas, video ideas, or just casual conversation. I don't mind. And I'll see you all in the next video when I get to it. Bye.